the 6-step system that I'm using to plan, schedule, create, and automate my posts to stay consistent for over 2 years now and grow my Instagram to over 4 million followers while I was working my 9-to-5 job. Step 1, goal setting. Stop setting unrealistic goals or expecting too much of yourself. I've made this mistake so many times before. You know that feeling of being super motivated, over-promising that you're going to wake up at 6 a.m., eat healthy, go to the gym, post a reel every day, read 10 pages of a book, only to fall short after 3 days and go back to your old habits. The same applies to social media. Don't overpromise. Set small, realistic goals that you know you can commit to, like posting 3 reels a week. Once that becomes a part of your routine, then you can step it up. Consistency is key to Instagram success, so it's better to post 3 reels a week for 1 year than to post 7 a week for 2 weeks and then nothing again because you burn out. So be realistic with your goals and choose a weekly number of posts that you know you can commit to long term. Step 2, create some kind of content calendar. Whatever software or tool is best for you is totally fine, but you need to plan ahead of time and schedule your content early. This is the only way that you can save yourself from getting stressed out by your posting deadlines. Now, you don't have to plan months ahead. Even 1 or 2 weeks of buffer can totally do the trick, and here's exactly how I do it. My goal is to post 3 reels a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. You can use Notion or a physical calendar or whatever you like. I like to keep it all in one place, so I use my Google Calendar for everything. I schedule what exact reel I want to post the upcoming week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Now, Sunday is also my creation day, so having the next week's reel set up, I know exactly which 3 reels I need to create this Sunday. Again, I book a slot in my Google Calendar and go all in on creation that day. Now, as you can see, I only plan 1 week ahead because it's enough time for me and it keeps my reels closer to the trends. But you can of course plan further ahead to give yourself even more buffer time and peace of mind. Give it a few tries to find out what time frames work best for you. Step 3, preparation. And preparation is key. I used to just set a creation day, but when that day came, I'd be all over the place, figuring out the location, the lighting, what to say, and what to shoot. It took way longer than expected, and the content never really turned out as good as I had hoped. Now I set aside time just for preparation. I create a detailed shot list, write down exactly what scenes I want to film, where I want to film them, and what I need to say. Basically, I draw a box for every scene and write out what's going to happen in each. Taking that extra time of preparation makes your creation day so much smoother and efficient that you actually end up saving time in your week. Plus, the quality of your content massively improves because your reels actually turn out like you've planned them. Step 4 is batch creating, which is a real lifesaver, and here's how it works. Remember how I have Sunday as my creation day? Now, instead of creating only 1 piece of content when shooting anyways, I batch 3 pieces of content that day. I already have my camera out, I'm ready to go, the energy is there, so why not make the most of it and create as many of my planned reels as I can. Having content ready ahead of time will give you a huge sense of relief and take away the pressure of running out of time. When you create under pressure, you might end up with content you're not really happy with or you know could have been better if you just had more time to reshoot or re-edit it. So if you're already out there creating content, make the most of your time and batch create. Step 5 is content recycling. Now, let's say you had an absolute hell of a busy week. You felt sick or you just couldn't finish the reel you needed to post. That's when it's okay to cheat a little bit. What you want to do is just take one of your high-performing reels, change the intro or the text a little bit, and give it another shot. Especially when you've already posted lots of content, not everyone has seen or can remember the older posts anymore. This way, you're still delivering value because it's a good reel and you finished your week strong without breaking the promise you made to yourself about consistently posting. However, of course, this should really stay the exception. Step 6 is automating, and I'm sorry, but this one is ironic. Do not automate your posts. I know there's a lot of software out there that you can just schedule your posts with and it will automatically post for you when the time comes. However, especially Instagram is very allergic to anything that feels automated or gives them the impression of you not being a real person. They want to keep the platform generic and their users human. So please don't let anyone tell you to automate and use chatbots for DM and software for posting. What you can do, however, is to line up your reels in the draft section of Instagram so that when the posting day comes, all you have to do is hit publish. And that is it. So here's the recap. Set realistic goals that you can commit to and be consistent with long term. Create a content calendar like my Google Calendar to plan your content ahead of time and know when to create what. Make sure to prepare your creation day for maximum efficiency. On creation day, you want to batch create as many content pieces as you can since the camera is already out and the energy is flowing. If ever you do not make it in time, it is okay to cheat and recycle your top performing content every once in a while. And finally, always post manually to make sure Instagram knows you're human. Now, if you want me to be your personal accountability partner to never miss out on your posting schedule anymore, let me know in the comments or join my social media course below. Hope that was helpful. Believe in yourself. Peace.
I hope that was helpful. Believe in yourself. Peace. We are live again this beautiful Saturday here in Lagos, Nigeria. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How are we doing, Digital Giant? I believe very strongly that we all have been balling right now. Things are just happening for us left, right, and center. And we are the rave of the moment. I want to believe things have been going on well for you. All right, so how has it been? So let's get our feedbacks before we go into the conversation today. How has it been? How has it been for you? Can I get a comment? Can I get a feedback? Can I get someone to share with us? How has it been for you? How has the journey been so far? All right, anyone?
Good
All
afternoon,
right,
Pastor AY.
all right, good afternoon.
Yeah. So for me, it's been a roller coaster, really. It's been very interesting. It's been very time consuming because the idea that you need to come up with something based on the tax you drop daily really means even though your day is kind of fixed, it's what you need to do. You need to find time and to do. And I think it's been rewarding, okay, because going through my posts, it's only generated a few impressions. Well, like the last one I post, was it the last one or the one I post like 2 days ago? The crazy impression I was not getting, I was like, wow. So it can really get to this point, and I think I'm liking it. So, and also tuned in to see how this 30 days tax would go and where it's going to position me and what good will come out at it from the end. But at least from now, I think I'm seeing the results. So it's been very, very rewarding. Thank you so much.
All right, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Bola, for sharing your story. Okay, so who else are we having to tell us how it has been? Wow, it's been a journey. Yes, it's been a journey, right? So, for those who have been very silent on the platform, can we hear you today, right? Who is MC? MC, I hope it's not MC Lomo, right? Who is MC? Do you mind sharing with us your journey, MC? Right, right, MC. Um, all right.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know that I didn't rename
Okay.
my profile name. So this is actually Moses. I'm going to rename it now.
Oh, okay. Mr.
I'm
Moses
going to rename
Chikwa.
it. So I
All right.
didn't know I did. That's okay.
The
Um.
the finance guru.
Okay, so for me, just like the last speaker said, it's been really, 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 really time consuming. Seriously, you know, to be honest, each time there's a tax for the day. The first thing that comes to my mind is like, come, I'm sure I'm going to miss this. I don't have the time. Maybe I've not missed before now. Let me just miss once. So, but again, after a second thought, I said, okay, let me just give it a shot. And the moment I start attempting it, I discover that, it's just like there is a room that is open, it kind of inspiration, it just flows like that on and on and on and on and on. And before you know it, I'm able to do that day's task. The next day again, it's like I'm gonna miss this one now. This one is the schedule is tight. But after a while, let me try. And as I try again, I discover. So that is how it's been on and on. And I think it's been so interesting and
Oh,
so challenging,
awesome.
of course. And of course, again, it has also made me, one of the posts I wrote one time, I said it has really taken away frivolities, no time to do unnecessary thing. You're always on your toes. You want to do one thing or the other. In the past,
Mm.
maybe you can just spend 1 hour, you are just browsing other people's posts, Facebook, you are chatting and all this. So all of those frivolities have been taken away. So I think it has really made me disciplined amongst other things. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. I'm liking this testimony already. Yes, because there was someone said, an authority said many years back, he said um that if you are watching other people on TV, that means nobody is watching you. He said, because you need to do something that will make people to be watching you. And I like this, right? So if you are there scrolling 1 hour, 2 hours, watching other people's content, that means nobody is watching you because you need to create the time to create your own. All right, that is a very, very powerful one. Good, 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 good. I'm liking this already. The energy is amazing. So now, I know many of us, it's been very, very like difficult, like we say, time consuming, and it's like, wow, how do I create the time? So we're going to answer that question in today's session, right? So, what are the platform strategies and tools for you to develop leadership and growth, to grow your thought leadership and growth? So, at the end of this session, I'm trusting that each one of us would be able to choose a primary platform for influence. We will learn some tools for productivity and build a simple but consistent system for content creation. Then number two is that you will understand the audience, your format, and your personal preference, and you will also understand digital tools to amplify your voice. So we're going to talk about writing and content tools, visual and design tools, scheduling tools, analytics and tracking. So this is what this whole session is going to be about. Right. So, but let me tell us a very short story of a woman, top executive, about 18 years, coaching people. And then this woman would always be there. She has groomed a lot of people in the corporate world. People come to her, oh, I have this challenge, here and there. And she was always there, helping people, grooming them, helping them to grow, But there was something that happened to her, sometime in her career. She had this young guy who was, always coming to her, picking her brain, and everything she shares with this guy, the guy would go and share on social media, and after a while, before you know it, this guy started getting speaking gigs aside from his work. He was known in the industry for his knowledge and wisdom and all of that. And then this professional woman just looked like, wow. But everything I have been sharing with this guy, that's what he's saying online. How come nobody knows me? How come everybody is calling this guy? And the interesting thing, when he goes out and they ask him some questions he cannot answer, we tell them, I'll get back to you. Then we still go to this professional, ask her, this, I really wish you can help me with this. And of course, because she is always willing to help, she would also give advice, whereas this guy is cashing out on the advice. And of course, the woman is just there, winking in the dark and wondering what exactly is happening to me, right? So, of course, at some point, she started feeling so bad, and she started withdrawing from the guy because she felt like, hey, I'm just doing all the work for this guy, and I'm getting no reward for what I do. And I'm sure a good number of us can identify with this professional, this Dr. Chidima, who has been a professional for more than 18 years. Many times we talk to people, we give advice, but then the question is, who is recognizing you for all your knowledge and all your advice? Who is inviting you? Who is calling you? How many rooms have your knowledge opened for you? How many doors have your knowledge gotten you through because they don't know that you exist, right? So today, like I said, we are looking at how we are going to leverage all those platforms. And for you as a person, the first thing you need to understand is your energy center, right? You need to understand your energy center as a creator. Whatever it is you do, there are three core aspects of our energy center. Your energy center can be that you are a video person, you are an audio person, or you are a letter person. And I'm still going to expatiate a bit on that in the course of our conversation. But for all the content you see online, there are three basic elements that you will always see, right? So there's the video part. Some platforms are optimized for videos, right? Some platforms are optimized for audio, for example, Spotify, Audiomack. Those are platforms that are optimized for audio, and then we have platforms that are optimized for letters, right? So there are quite a number of platforms, blogging platforms, where you can share your knowledge, share your platforms, but it's all letters, it's all in writing, right? So, but for you as a person to really connect with people online, you need to understand your energy center. And let me show you something, right? So of all the energy centers, the video, the audio, the writing, right? So there are some content you see that have only video and audio. So most YouTube content would have video and audio. YouTube has been so generous, and I think quite a number of platforms, even Facebook too, such that they can help you transcribe what the person is saying, and that encompasses the writing part. So in case somebody is talking, you did not include the transcript of what you're saying, some platforms can help you to transcribe. So they include the writing. So the best content really are the content that have the infusion of these three elements: video, audio, and writing, a bit of writing, right? So these are the best content, and that is why you see that most best performing videos online, check it out, there is always a transcript. As the person is talking, what they are saying is also coming out in letters. So that way, there is the amalgamation of these three forms of expressions: video, audio, and writing. But for you as a creator, it is very essential that you are able to identify which one is your own strength. Then you can then leverage or other platforms to compensate for that part that is not your strength. So for example, if you're an audio person, you like listening, you are a listening person, you might want to engage more on podcasting platforms, right? And of course, so that will be your primary room for engagement. And then you can then see how you can adapt those content, for video platforms, for writing platforms. We're still going to talk about that. So the idea behind this is that you don't have to be everywhere at the same time. Choose your primary platform, right? And then you can have a secondary platform. We'll talk more about that as we progress. So when you talk about platform match, your platform must match three things. Number one, where your audience hangs out. If you are an entertainment person, you want to use platforms where people seek to be entertained. If you are a teaching person, you want to use platforms where people seek knowledge, right? If you are a relationship person, you want to seek knowledge where you want to seek platforms where people can be can connect, right? That is what you want to do. Then also you want to pay attention to the format that energizes you. I've seen some of us, when you do your video, you see that you're struggling to appear before the camera, and it's okay. It's really okay. Yes, when we all start, there's that thing that, it looks like everything is a bit creepy, and is not, giving you that kind of spark that you want, which is fine. But it's also good that you understand. So as you engage on all the platforms, you get to understand better which one resonates with you more, and then you can do more of it, right? And the third one is that your platform must match what you can consistently do. What you can consistently do. If you know that you can always create time to shoot your videos, to edit your videos, and make it come out clean and good, then you want to choose a video format because it's consistent. You can do it consistently. If you think that you can always have the time to engage on audio, on podcast platforms, then you might want to consider audio. But if you look at your schedule and you realize that, creating time to shoot videos, to be online is difficult for you, then you may be considering the writing part of you, right? You might be considering the writing part of you, especially if you work in a place where it's going to be difficult for you to show your face doing other things. Then writing might be something you want to consider, right? So we're going to look at all of it and how you can position yourself, with that which you have, right? Good, 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 good. Right. So let's look at the big four platforms, right? And when I say the big four platforms, I'm still going to break all of this thing down. But what I want us to pick from this particular page is the four major categories of influencers, that we want to deal with here. The four major categories of influencers, because we're looking at, building influence with what you have as a professional, right? So, the four main categories are professionals, teachers, writers, and conversationalists. Professionals, teachers, writers, and conversationalists. So for you as a person, if authority and building a business to business model is your strength, then you want to consider platforms like LinkedIn. And we are still going to expatiate on different platforms where you can build your professionalism, right? But this is just to give us an intro to this. The next page, I will be breaking it down a bit more, right? If you're a teacher, you want to look at maybe you are used to tutorials, explainers, and all of that. You want to look at evergreen reach. You want to look at a place where you want your knowledge to be preserved for a very long time, right? And if you go to YouTube, for example, you will see videos 15, 20 years ago. I remember when I was writing exams for my MBA last year, there were some concepts I didn't understand. Then I'll check on YouTube to see if anyone had taught on it. Then I'll see videos as old as 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, and they are still very relevant. And in fact, some of them are so explicit that you could understand what the concept your prof is trying to teach you, that looks like a mountain. Somebody will just help you break it down. And sincerely, I learned a lot from those. And the interesting thing is some of the best videos I saw on YouTube that helped me during my MBA, the teachers or the tutors did not show their face. It is just a board, a board and somebody explaining. They didn't show their face, right? So what about if you are a writing person? If you're a writing person, you like to express yourself in letters, essays, right? So you want to look at writing platform, we're still going to break it down. And if you're a conversationalist, wow, you like to talk, naturally you just like to gist, then you should be considering podcast because your strength is intimacy. Now, so let's break it down. Let's break it down. So I decided to look at the 5 most used platforms by each category. So if you're a professional, right, and what works for you is writing with some element of video, then you should be considering LinkedIn, right? You should be considering LinkedIn because LinkedIn is ideal for networking, thought leadership, and B2B brand building, business to business. You want to sell your business either as an individual brand, or you have a registered business that you want to promote, right? So you can promote yourself as an individual brand, right? So, and those are just some of the things that that you also see. You can promote yourself as an individual brand to other businesses. So you are thinking of promoting yourself as a thought leader. That is, you are leading people with your thoughts, with your ideas, with your principles, right? Another platform you may want to consider if you are thinking as a professional is Twitter or X. So X is good for short form writing, right? This is great for industry insights, real-time commentary, and niche presence. If you want to know the how powerful Twitter is, then look at elections globally. I am shocked at how Twitter has been used as a platform for changing how people perceive candidates, how people perceive elections. And you look at it, how many characters do you have in a tweet? Maybe just like 140 characters. And this, as short as it is, can change the life of someone forever, right? So it's great for industry insight. You discover something you want to share, and then just small but powerful, right? If you're a very brave person, you want to consider building your X profile, right? So we have Medium. Medium is a platform where you can share deep expertise and grow professional readership, right? So for this, you have long form articles. You want to post your articles and all of that. And also remember that you can also use LinkedIn. There's also LinkedIn articles too, where you can share your articles. And there's a platform I did not mention, right? I use that a lot, ResearchGate and Academia. If you see yourself as a professional that loves to do research, right? I have a lot of articles I've published on ResearchGate and Academia, right? If you look for Bamidele Bankole online, it's likely going to bring out one of my articles on ResearchGate. I have some articles that have had thousands of reads, right? So you use that to build your professional knowledge, right? So Medium is one of those places where you can, write long form articles. Of course, YouTube doing video tutorials. You use that to showcase your skills, to offer industry breakdowns, build a virtual authority, then Substack, for newsletters, for professionals who teach or write insights regularly. And LinkedIn also has a feature that allows people to subscribe to your newsletter. There's also LinkedIn newsletter. So I think it's good I mentioned that. So for someone who is trying to build followership on LinkedIn, maybe you write about a particular aspect of your profession and you want to grow it, then you might want to consider LinkedIn, LinkedIn too for that. LinkedIn newsletters. Good. So let's look at teachers. If you are a teacher, what platforms do you want to explore? YouTube, long form videos. People say, oh, people's attention span is little. Your video has to be short, But I've seen videos that are well over 1 hour that has millions of views. How? Because the person is a teacher. The person is teaching a concept that a lot of people want to hear, a lot of people want to learn from. And so you see people having a lot of views, a lot of views. So you can imagine if you are, let's say you're a math teacher and you are solving past questions, let's say 2024 past questions, all the past questions, you are taking it in one video. Do you think people who are writing exams will sit down and watch those videos or not? They will watch it, especially if they get value from the first equation, from the first math problem you solve. Once you can solve that math problem and they understand it, they will finish that video. It doesn't matter. They will finish that video. That's what we're talking about. Long form video, ideal for lessons, tutorials, explainer videos, 10 steps to start your business, and then you break it down into you help the person or how to register a business in Nigeria. Then you break it down one step by step, how to write your business plan, your first business plan, and then you break it down. Those explainer videos, no matter how long they are, if you put value into them, I'm telling you, people will watch. People who need that lesson will sit and watch. So that's just something that we need to pay attention to. Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels are short form videos, quick how-tos, summaries, engagement with a younger audience. So you see some people, in fact, there's one Indian woman that talks about parenting. I know many of us would have seen her videos. The woman doesn't talk. She will just write, she will display her hand up to show the topic she's talking about, and then she will point at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you should not do to your child or how to help your child. So Instagram is, and this woman has millions of followers, right? So quick how-tos, those are places you want to be if you're a teacher. Facebook groups, community and content. So you build a community around yourself and you are teaching them in that community, right? Also, a platform you can use is Teachable, Kajabi, right? Our senior pastor uses this a lot. Our son uses it a lot. He uses Kajabi for his teachings, right? Course platforms, packaging teaching into scalable products, right? TikTok, micro education. A lot of all these guys that do education, Aproko Doctor and the likes, you see them on TikTok engaging educational content in bite-sized formats. Whatever it is you can say in 60 seconds, then you can have it, right? So if you're a writer, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? So some of the platforms you want to look at, newsletters, own your audience, and write without algorithms. So the thing with Substack is that you may have to do your own promotion by yourself because Substack will not help you promote your content, right? For Medium, essays, articles published to an existing writer-focused audience. LinkedIn articles, I said that before. If you want to write a full research article, there's LinkedIn articles. This helps you to showcase thought leadership to a professional network. What about Twitter, X? There is threads on Twitter and short ideas. So if you want to create a series of thoughts in snippets, then you want to consider X. Then WordPress. WordPress is very powerful. The thing with WordPress is that you own WordPress by yourself. You can run adverts. So when you hear people talking about affiliate marketing, a lot of affiliate marketers use WordPress to promote other people's products, other people's services. So while you are building your platform on YouTube and other platforms on LinkedIn, you can as well have a self-hosted WordPress blog where you are also keeping records and you are making use of affiliate marketing, for example, right? So you can grow your brand and monetize your brand as that blog grows. Many of us know Linda Ikeji. That is how Linda Ikeji became a world-class phenomenon. It wasn't through YouTube. Linda Ikeji became famous by blogging, right? I know she started with blogger.com, if you remember those days of Blogspot, right? And now she uses WordPress. So that's what we're talking about. It gives you full control, and we have quite a number of people like that, Bella Naija, and all of that. They are all bloggers, right? Good. So this last one before we go into into the first set of activities for today. Conversationalists. Are you someone that likes to talk? You like to talk, get feedback. You want to consider podcasting. Spotify has a podcasting app. Apple, you can use that for audio interviews. What does that do for you? Build influence through authentic conversations. Authentic conversations. Maybe you have been thinking you want to start your own show. You want to start your own, you want to start a platform where you can engage people, hold interviews, and all of that. You want to consider podcasting, especially if you are an audio person. So if you want to combine audio with video, you can consider Instagram Live. Instagram Live is live chat, right? And then you can host Q&A and connect directly with people. That also helps you to build your brand. Twitter Spaces is another place you want to go. Is audio only conversations. You host discussions and grow niche audience. Host discussions and grow niche audience. YouTube podcasts. YouTube started something recently they call podcast. So it also helps you with visual format. And Clubhouse. Clubhouse is also one place where you can hold live audio rooms. People can log in to join your conversation. So I had to quickly rush through that. You can take your time. If you do screenshots, beautiful. You can take your time to run through all of those things. But then let's go into the conversations. How do you know your niche? How do you know where you belong? So enough of all the blobbing or blabbing. So what we're going to do now, right? You are going to take your pen and paper, or if you can get a note. So I will display some questions to help you think through which platform works best for you, right? So just be sincere with yourself. Pick only one answer. Pick only one response. You can just write the letter. You don't have to, write everything. Just write the letter, and then it will help us know which one is the strongest one for you that you can, easily build on, right? So at the end of the exercise, we are going to have some conversations. So note your response somewhere. Note your response somewhere. So the first one is, how do you prefer to express yourself? Pick only one. Which one comes top for you? So the first option, writing clearly and thoughtfully. The second option, teaching step by step with visuals. The third option, speaking from the heart in conversations. The fourth option, sharing curated ideas and commentary. So if you look at yourself, the kind of person that you are, which one comes strongest for you? Which one comes strongest for you? So write your option A, B, C, or D. A, B, C, or D. Right? If you are done, just give me some emojis, give some reactions in the room so that we can move on to the second question. If you are with me, just give me some emojis. Give me some emojis. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Right, right. I want to be sure I am not alone. Can you give me some emojis? Hello, are you still there? Are you still there? All right, all right, all right. Good, 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 good. Let's give me some emojis. Go to the reactions and just give some emojis to show that you are still there, or you can comment, right? So let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Who is with me? Anyone, anyone, anyone. I can't see our reactions. I can't see our reaction. Okay, I've seen some comments in the room. Right, done, done, done. Good. So let's move to the second one. So number two, which activity excites you the most? Which activity excites you the most? A, sending out a newsletter that people love to read. B, recording explainer videos or tutorials. C, hosting or joining deep, insightful conversations. D, posting sharp ideas and insights to spark discussions. Right, so let's go, let's go, let's go. If you are ready, if you're done, let me know, let me know. All right, just give me your favorite reaction. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, I just gave you a reaction. If you dare give me a reaction, right? Which activity excites you the most? Which activity excites you the most? Right, good, 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 good. So we can move on also from here, right? Good. So the third one, when someone asks for your help, what do you usually do? When someone asks for your help, one, A, write them a detailed message or document. B, walk them through the solution with visuals and examples. C, talk it through with them in a voice or video call. D, recommend articles, books, or trending ideas. All right, which one comes easily to you? Which one would you normally do when someone is asking you for help? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. If you're done, let me know that you are done so that we can move on to the next one. Right, 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 right. Good, 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 good. Let's go. Number four. What kind of content do you consume the most? What kind of content do you consume the most? A, long form blogs or newsletters, YouTube, how-to videos or online classes. C, podcasts or voice notes. D, tweets, quotes, threads, or LinkedIn posts. All right, let me know if you're done. Again, let's go, let's go. Question four, right? What kind of content do you consume the most? What kind of content do you consume the most? Right, right, right. We have two more to go and then we will unveil, right? Two more to go, right? Let's go, let's go, let's go. So, number five, right? Which goal resonates with you the most? Why exactly do you want to be online? Do you want to be on the digital space? Which goal resonates with you the most? A, build a loyal reading audience. B, become a known expert in your niche. C, connect deeply and authentically with your audience. D, grow a following around your thought leadership. Right? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Which goal resonates with you the most? Number one goal for you right now. Build a loyal reading audience. A. B. Become a known expert in your niche. C. Connect deeply and authentically with your audience. And D. Grow a following around your thought leadership. Which one resonates with you the most? All right, all right, all right. So let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So six, what tech setup are you most comfortable with? Right? If you need to set up something, right, to be able to post, right, which one is comfortable with you? Just my laptop and typing. A. B, camera, light, or screen recording. C, microphone or phone audio. D, smartphone or social media apps. Which setup is most comfortable for you? A, B, C, or D? Someone, let's go, let's go, let's go. If you're done, can I hear your voice? Say, I'm done. You can unmute now and say, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm
I'm
done.
done.
All
I'm
right,
I'm
done.
good,
done.
good, 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 good.
Done.
All right, so let me call us to see um who has who is going to share with us how many which one where did you score the most? How many A's, B's, or C and D do you have? Right? Who has not spoken today? All right, so who is going to
Hello.
share with us? Okay,
Okay. My name is JJ Lolamotayo. I
all right.
noticed that when I looked at the six questions, I had six B's.
Six B's. Wow,
Yes.
amazing, amazing. That's very consistent. Amazing, amazing. So we're still going to talk about it. So who else wants to share with us? Who else wants to share with us? What do you have? What is your
Good
score?
evening, sir.
All
This is
right,
Omoyemi.
Omoyemi. Yeah,
Okay, so when I did mine, I have four A's, one B, and one D.
good. Four A's, one B and one D. We are still going to unveil. Okay, Ashai.
Thank you, sir. I will say what I have, then I will say an observation too. I have the
Okay.
first two are A, then I have C and 3D.
Okay.
A, 1C. Then, sorry to digress and say this. It is said that a man is not a thief, not because he has not stolen before. He's not a thief when he has opportunity to steal and did not steal. Why do I say that? Some of these things, if one has not had the
Experience
opportunity
with them.
of experiencing with them, will it not have influenced what the choices will be? Will choices not, the rest will not be limited to what one have used over time when you have not had the opportunity of using some other things? Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for the question. Actually, this basically is to help us start with the familiar. You know, we always say this. You are a counselor. In counseling, you start with the familiar before you move to the unfamiliar, right? So the reason people get overwhelmed with using social media is because they want to start with something they are not familiar with. So nothing says you have to stay there, that because this is what you are familiar with, then you must stay there. But when you build competence over time, you can then move to other things. I don't know if that answers the question.
Very correct, sir. He's answered it.
All right,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you, sir. All right, Mr. Sampson.
All right. I have four B's,
Wow.
and the other two, they're actually between B and D. I'm not sure, maybe because it's a bit fast, so B is still resonating in the other two.
Okay, so we can technically say 5B and how many?
And one D.
Okay, 5B and 1D. So it's still B. Good, good, good. All right, Mrs. Victoria.
I have 4 Ds and 2 A's.
4 Ds and two
A's.
and 2 A's. Awesome. Awesome. 4 Ds and 2 A's. Good, 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 good. So let's try to unveil what those things mean for us, as we go through this activity, right? So if what you have is mostly A, that means you are a writer, right? You are a writer. You think and influence best through structured, thoughtful writing, and you will thrive more when you look at those platforms that has to do with writing or that helps you to shine for the long term, right? So for A, you are a writer. If you have mostly B, that means that you are a teacher demonstrator. If you have mostly B, you are a teacher and a demonstrator. You break things down visually, so you should be considering YouTube or LinkedIn video, which will allow you to educate, explain, and build strong trust, right? So you are a teacher and a demonstrator if you have mostly Bs. If you have mostly C's, then that means that you are a conversationalist, right? You're a conversationalist. You should be thinking more about podcasting, IG Live, Twitter Spaces. Why? Because your voice is your superpower. When they ask you to write, it feels like work. But if they ask you to talk, you can talk from morning till night, right? So there are people like that. So you want to consider conversation platforms, and the beauty about those conversation platforms is that it helps you to build a lot of followership as you are talking, right? The more you show up talking, then the more people would follow you. Wow, I like what this person is saying, right? So you want to consider podcast and live audio or video platforms, which will help you build connection and credibility fast. If you are mostly D, then you are a thought leader. You are a thought leader, meaning that you shape ideas, you share trends, and spark conversations. What that means is that you will shine with content on professional of fast-paced platforms. So if you have D, then you should be thinking of influencing people by looking at platforms that help them, to share their thoughts, share their ideas, and sometimes for people like that, you will find yourself that you will be very good at contradicting. I said something in the course of the week that controversy is a very, very important tool in building influence, right? So if you are a researcher, for example, you can begin to deliberately look into popular beliefs or popular opinions that you can bust. For example, there was this time in the history of humankind that they believed that the earth was flat. Then some scientists came and said, no, the earth is not flat, the earth is spherical, right? So you want to come up with thoughts like that, ideas that will make people think about what they have always believed and look at themselves like, how come I have believed this thing all my life? Like I saw a post earlier today, when we're growing up, how many of us remember this story of Nigeria-India match that they said India scored 99 goals, and how that story traveled across states, across, across different platforms and all of that, So you want to focus on what so let me ask this question. So who got a platform they did not expect? Let's answer that question. Did anybody get something that is contrary to what they would have expected? Anyone? Did anyone get something contrary to, oh, maybe that's not me? Oh, how come I have not thought of it this way before? Right? Anyone? Do we have anyone who wants to share? Pamela is very, very quiet today. Hello. Okay,
Hello, good
okay.
afternoon, sir.
Yeah,
Good
good
afternoon,
afternoon.
everyone.
Yeah,
I was about raising my hand when you mentioned my name, sir.
I'm in the spirit.
Okay, so it's the podcast platform that I didn't expect. Yes, I like talk. I like to talk. I like to express my opinion. I like to teach as well, but not to the teacher's expert standard. But I like showing people the way, telling them what to do, giving them advice. But you see, even though I like all that, when it comes to social media, sometimes I'm conservative. I would think about my idea and say, well, what's my business with people with the way people are thinking? So sometimes I try to reserve my comment, reserve my reaction. Well, that's why I said that day 9 was really, really daunting for me.
Awesome, awesome. So before we move on that, I'm going to say this. So something I learned some years back, that most of the creative people, in fact, most creative people that we have, more than 80% of them are actually introverts. More than 80% of the creative people, all those guys you see acting and all of that, when they are not when they are not in the face of people, they are very reserved. Have you observed, if you follow trends, have you observed that many of these entertainers die of depression? What does that tell you? That means that they are actually introverts. But when the pressure of fame and all of that gets to them, many of them cannot even handle it, and that's so. We will not be doing ourselves and the generations to come a lot of service if we keep quiet, if we don't show up, if we don't talk. So, like you rightly said, you are a conversationalist. If you're not using a podcast platform, you can do IG Live for whatever it is you do. You can invite people. And I think we are going to start that thing from this platform, right? Maybe we'll pay ourselves. You and somebody will do an Insta Live, right? So talk about something. Just talk about something in your business, in your, let's even break this the frame. Let's break the jinx. I can't do it. I can't do it. Who says you can't do it? You can do it. Let's break it. Let's create that platform, just talk. And it's going to be one of the tasks for this week. I will make sure we do that thing. So each one of us we do Insta Live. You get a pair, you pair with someone, and then you will appear on Instagram Live. That's going to be on Thursday. So let's get it now. That will be our task for Thursday. You're going to do Insta Live, one Insta Live in this session, right? So good. Mrs. Victoria, please, over to you, ma'am.
After Instagram, this is where this is where. So the report that I got, I know I like. I'm more comfortable in writing. And I've always dreamed of being a thought leader, but bringing it down now, I have about 4 days. I'm not, how will a thought leader to help what I do? What is it? I don't really understand it.
So,
So you can talk
let me explain the meaning of thought leadership to you, ma, so that you understand that you are actually a thought leader. So a thought leader is someone who holds strong opinions about some aspect of life and desire that every other person should believe what they believe. That's a thought leader, meaning that you are leading people with your thoughts, with your thinking, right? So most crusaders are thought leaders, right? You are crusading, you are on a quest for something. You want people to change the way they think, the way they see things, the way they behave. That is thought leadership. So it can be gospel related, and it can also be to a cause. For example, feminism was raised by a thought leader. Somebody just came up and thought that, oh, women should be liberated. They should be able to do this, they should be able to do that. That's what we call thought leadership. Somebody somewhere just thought of what they believe that people should be able to do, and then they just went ahead and created that platform. So that's thought leadership, right? So anyone who is out there to influence the way people think about certain areas of life is a thought leader. I hope I have answered that question, Ma.
Yes, sir.
All right, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Mr. Sampson, you wanted to say something?
I wanted to say that's who she really is.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. So that's where they say no comment. All right. All right. So Mrs. Adeleke, Mrs. Tomashi, can we hear from you? What's your take? What's your take on the test we've done so far?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, my name is Fikir Omodeleke.
Yeah.
As from the tests that we did, I had 5 B's and 1 C, and I'm not surprised about the platform I got, because I've always been looking at that platform, that's YouTube, Instagram, which is where I think, and I have also been posting on for some time, so I'm not so surprised about what I got.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So let's look at how to amplify your voice. So this is a section where we'll talk about some tools you can use that if you're not already using them, at least you know they exist. And maybe another thing I'll say is at the end of today, I would encourage each one of us to try to research more, on how you can really make your work a bit easier. So the 4 areas of influence: writing, visuals, so let's look at what you can do. So writing and content tools. So what do you do for writing? You can use Notion. Notion is a platform that helps you to store your ideas. But I must say that Notion is not free because it gets to a point where you begin to pay because of storage and all of that. But it's a very good tool to plan projects, to draft your content. But hey, who says you can as well use your Word document, or you can use your note-taking app on your phone, right? Another good tool that you can use also for writing is Evernote. I've tried Evernote before sometime in the past, but Evernote too is not free. There's one I'm using now, Obsidian Vault. Obsidian Vault works exactly like Evernote. Obsidian Vault is free, but it's a laptop app. You have to install it on your laptop, and then it helps to structure your notes so that you can easily access your notes. Of course, Grammarly is good for correction and to enhance your writing. Advanced features in Grammarly too is not free, right? So then we have Hemingway. Hemingway helps to improve clarity and readability. And of course, ChatGPT, all of us are aware of that. ChatGPT helps for content ideation and drafting. So what are the visual design tools you have? Canva, um, Pexels, Unsplash. If you need to remove the background in your picture, you can use remove.bg. I use remove.bg a lot, right? To remove the background in your picture so that you can paste your picture on any other thing. Like Figma too is very good for collaborative interface design. The Figma is a bit more advanced for advanced users, right? Then we have scheduling tools, Buffer, Later, Metricool, Hootsuite, Poplar. The tools I've used before, I've used Hootsuite before, and I've used Buffer also before, but some social media experts say that it is actually not too good, as it were. If you want engagement, it's not too okay to use all these scheduling tools. That what you can do is to schedule your post on the platform itself. For example, on Facebook, you can actually schedule when you want your post to go live. Another thing you can do is to save the post as a draft. Then when you are ready to post, you can go to share the post. You can save draft on Instagram, you can save draft on Facebook. Almost all the platforms, even LinkedIn too, has a place where you can save draft. So when you are ready to post, you can just go ahead and post, right? But the thing is, it's always safer because sometimes you are not ready to post and you just, as you are doing your draft, if your phone goes off, sometimes without saving, all the things you have typed will also go off. So for me, I would rather, if I'm typing on my phone, I use color notes. I think I was sharing with Mrs. Tuashe on Sunday. I use color notes to write. So if color notes, even if your phone mistakenly shut down, right? Color Note will save it automatically. You can continue from where you stopped, right? So you need note-taking apps that helps you. And of course, also because ideas come sometimes at a time you are not expecting. So when the ideas come, you need to be able to note them, to take note. And we're still going to talk about that as we go ahead. Then, of course, analytics tools. Virtually all the platforms have a place where you can check the performance of your post. How many you want to look at the reach, the engagement, the comments, so I will encourage you to go after each of your posts and see your impressions. How many people did you reach? Look at the engagement, and it helps you to track it over time. And I like what Mrs. Victoria is doing, by ensuring that she follows up with her performance to see how many people she's reaching, which is very laudable, right? So analytics tools, if you're a YouTube person, you need to understand how YouTube Studio works. You want to understand YouTube Studio. Google Analytics is good if you have a self-hosted blog like WordPress. Google Analytics helps you to monitor the performance of your website, right? So those are just some platforms you can research more, right? About what I want to talk about is you having a content system builder, and that's where we'll close the conversation for today. Right. When we started, some of us said, "Oh, I have these issues creating time, to be able to show up and all of that." I know that these 30 days posting daily is going to be stretching, but post these 30 days, how do you sustain your momentum? That is what I'm going to share today. How do you sustain your momentum after all is said and done? By the time we are done, with all of these, our engagements, how do you sustain your momentum? You must have a content system builder. You must have a content system builder. So the content system builder basically considers a framework: collect, create, and convert. Collect, create, and convert. So what do we mean by collect? Collect means gather ideas consistently. To be a consistent content creator, you need to gather ideas consistently. And the thing about life, whatever it is you are looking for, you will find. Let me say that again. Whatever it is you are looking for, you will find. If you are looking for ideas, you will see ideas. If you are looking for content, you will see content. Every happening around you is an opportunity to generate content. The task for today, we said that you should write about the elections, right? Because elections are on, it is an opportunity for you to, to show up and write something. So there is always something happening around you every day that you can generate content from if you are looking for it. And the purpose of this is to prevent content block by keeping a rich bank of ideas. So if you are looking for content at the time when you want to publish, we watched a video when we started the session that if you are generating content out of pressure, the likelihood that you will make a mistake is high. And if you look at it, it's one of the reasons I give us the day task the night before, so that your mind can process it while you sleep. So when you wake up, you already have something to do, right? The ideas will come if you are thinking of it before you go to bed. What to do will come in the morning. That's if you did not come that night before you sleep. So if you can help yourself to gather ideas consistently, then you will not have content block because you will have a rich bank of ideas. So what to do? Capture spontaneous ideas. I told us about Notion. There's also an app, Google Keep, Notes. All right. There are notebooks you can download that helps you immediately the idea comes, so write it down. If you say, "Oh, I will write it later," forget it. It has gone. OT like we say, right? So keep a journal. If you are a pen and paper person, that means you are always with a physical journal. You have a jotter and a pen with you. Though I won't advise this, because if you lose your journal, you lose your ideas. But if you have a digital note, even if you lose your phone, like the color note I use, I've been using it now for I don't know, for more than 8 or 9 years. So, and I've changed phones how many times between then and now. So once I change my phone, I will download the app again and sign in. Once I sign in, it brings back my past notes, right? So you want to use a note that helps you to keep spontaneous ideas. Then bookmark inspiration. If you are scrolling on social media and you see a post that inspires you, bookmark it, right? Save the post. One of the things I do, I will copy the link to that post and share it to myself on WhatsApp. so that the day I need it, I will just scroll through my personal chat and then I will check that video again to see what I can get out of it. So if you see any post that inspires you, save it, share the link, save the link so that you can always go back to it. Or you can open, maybe you can have a collection, like I told you, or a notebook where you are dropping those posts or dropping those ideas, right? Then you can also use prompts, maybe ChatGPT prompts to mine stories, right? When did I learn this? What surprised me? You are asking questions. Asking those questions will also help you to generate ideas. Maybe something happened to you. You know, there's this thing we call deja vu, like something is happening, and you're like, oh, I think I've experienced something like this before, right? What happens is that your mind is trying to associate a recent event with a past event. By the time you are asking questions, you can generate content from there, right? So another thing you can do is to categorize ideas into buckets, right? What do we mean by bucket? Into categories: authority, story, how to, faith, offers. And I think I'll still talk a bit about this bucket thing before we close. The second one is create. What does create mean? Turn ideas into valuable posts. Turn ideas into valuable posts. And the purpose here is to craft engaging, authentic, and clear content that reflects your voice. Craft engaging, authentic, and clear content that reflects your voice. So when you gather your ideas, then create time to draft your content. Create time to draft your content. You can use tools to help you in case you are pressed for time. ChatGPT is a good one. Notion, Google Docs. Draft your content. Then write hooks, stories, and lessons, right? So what is the thing you want to start with that will make your audience to be interested in what you are trying to say? When we started this conversation, remember we started with a story of a professional who started feeling bad because she was sharing and not showing up. And the guy that was learning from her and was showing up was getting all the gigs, right? And that still answers the question. Nobody cares how much you know until you show up, right? So the third one, add visuals or designs. So as you are developing your content, you also want to create some visuals to help you go with that. Then format for your chosen platform. You can always repurpose your content. So if you write a text, for example, you write an article, let's say for LinkedIn, that same article, you can break it down into bullets, into points, and create a carousel that you can share maybe on Instagram, right? So that helps you to repurpose that same content, for different platforms. So we need to be able to do that. And then the same article that you've written, you can make it your you can make it a topic on Insta Live where you bring somebody to discuss and you say, oh, what about this, and this, and then you're sharing those points. Number one, we need to do this, you talk about it. Number two, we need to do this, you talk about it. What does that do for you? The same content, but you are repurposing it. You can even turn it into a video, for YouTube, right? Good. The third one, convert, publish and track consistently. Publish and track consistently. Build visibility and momentum with a consistent publishing rhythm. Build visibility and momentum with a consistent publishing rhythm. So what we have done these 30 days is to build a rhythm for the algorithm to notice you in 30 days. And I'm glad the testimony that one of us shared, that you saw one of your posts and you were wondering where did all this engagement come from? That is what happens when you begin to show off, right? Because you have created a 10 days rhythm, the algorithm has seen that this person is coming every day, And we're going to do it for 30 days, right? So one of the things you can do to build visibility and momentum with a consistent publishing rhythm, right? Schedule posts in advance. I've shared with us, while scheduling is good, it's also good to save that post, then you publish it when you are ready, right? So, and no matter how busy you are, let's assume that your posting time is lunch break, right? You can easily take 5 minutes, just go to the restroom. And while you are there in the restroom, you can do your post, 5 minutes, 10 minutes break, you can do your post. So it's about creating a system around it, right? Then choose a publishing frequency. Choose a publishing frequency. We saw a video when we started, and the guy was saying that if you are publishing thrice a week and you are consistent for a whole year, it's better than for you to rush and post every day for 2 or 3 weeks, then you are not showing up again. The algorithm doesn't know that you exist once you don't show up any longer. So you need to keep showing up. You need to keep showing up. So like I said earlier, you can repurpose one post into multiple formats. It can be video, carousel. If you have an email list, you can turn it also into text for an email list. Then what you want to do is to track what performs best. Which of your posts is working? Are people engaging your videos more? Are they engaging your text more? Like the question Mr. TJ Lola, no, Mr. Ashaye asked, right? That how do you know what works? It is for you to keep testing everything until you see the one that people are engaging with. So we're going to close with this, and then I will give us a task. Content bucket ideas, right? This helps you to plan diverse content easily. So look at this bucket. Here I have created like 6 buckets you can develop, right? Authority, story, how to, testimonial, faith or values, call to action. And if you look at it basically, technically, this is what we have been doing the past 11, 12 days, right? You will talk about authority, story, how to, testimonial, faith or values, call to action. If you structure your life around this, let's assume that you are not posting on Sundays, you want to be posting Monday to Saturday, right? You can use this bucket as a guide. Every Monday, you are doing an authority post. Every Tuesday, you are sharing a story. Every Wednesday, you are sharing an how to. Every Thursday, you are sharing a testimonial. Every Friday, you are sharing something about your faith or values. What are the things that make you do what you do? Then for Saturday, you are doing a call to action. You want the person to do something, buy your product, sign up for something, follow, share, subscribe. You are doing a call to action on Saturday. If you do this, I'm telling you, you'll be consistent. So this helps you to build, a content bucket that works, right? So I'm going to give us an assignment, and every one of us, I want you to take this. You can do a screenshot of it, and I'm also going to drop it in the room. So your assignment is to choose 3 to 5 content buckets, and then collect at least 10 raw content ideas. The third one, draft and schedule 3 posts for the week. I will still be with us, all through, but I want you to start preparing for after the 30 days. So what you're going to be doing from now is to start building your content so that when we are done in July, you don't go to sleep, because I will still be looking at you in 4D, right? I'll still be looking at you in 4D. You cannot stop because the challenge has stopped. No, you cannot stop. So I'll be working with you, monitoring as many as I can, right? So start building for post 30 days. I will still be with you all through the 30 days. We'll still drop the content for tomorrow later tonight. So there will always be a prompt on what to do for until we are done with the 30 days. But post 30 days, I want you to start drafting, collecting ideas for what you will do in August, right? And then such that by the time you are stepping in August, your content for August is ready. So once you have that prepared, then you can think September ahead. Before you know it, if you can do this thing for 2 or 3 months consecutively, I'm telling you, you will not want to miss any time again, because you will be shocked at the kind of traction you begin to get, right? So draft and schedule 3 posts for the week. Then set weekly content planning time between 30 to 60 minutes. And like I said, if you are not driving to work, one of your best times to generate content is your travel time. If you are not driving, if you have to maybe use staff bus or public bus, one of your best times to generate content is your travel time. And if you are driving, another thing you can do is to look at your waiting times. So something happened to me this week. I bought a book on Sunday, and then was it Monday or Tuesday? On Monday, so I and my wife, we went to the hospital to do some checkups, right? I told my wife, I said, I'm glad I came with this book. Something that we thought we just do 30 minutes, 1 hour, we're done. We spent about 3 hours at the hospital on Monday. Guess what? I read about 3 chapters of that book. Sitting down, I was like, wow. I thank God. And the book is a good read, creating a brand, a story brand. Very powerful book, right? I read about 3 chapters there and there. I said, wow, this is a good way to spend my time. So that time was not wasted. If I didn't go with a book, I would have been grumbling, because I had a lot of things I could be doing at that time. Monday was supposed to be my rest day, right? So sitting down at the hospital for 3 hours was a no-no. But because I had something to engage me productively for those 3 hours, it was a time well spent. And no matter how busy you are, you have waiting times. For example, one of your waiting times is your time in the restroom. Don't joke with it. Don't joke with it. Those 5 minutes, 10 minutes, when you are answering the call of nature. Let your mind be doing something while you are, answering the call of nature. Be using it to generate. So if you create 5 minutes or 10 minutes in the morning, another 5 minutes or 10 minutes in the evening, that's 20 minutes. If you can generate 20 minutes 3 times in a week, that is 1 hour. It's complete, right? So your 1 hour is complete. So if you use 10 minutes to create one content, right, that means that you could actually have like 6 or 7 or 8 content in a week, right? So it is about prioritizing. The truth is that we will always have time for what we prioritize, for what we consider important. So I'm going to share the assignment with us on the platform, because I want everyone to participate. And in our next class, you will share with us what you come up with. Right, good. So as we close, let's reflect on this. It's not enough to be brilliant. In today's world, if you don't show up, you don't get picked. Remember, if you are not an option, you cannot be a choice. All right, thank you, everyone. I want to believe that it's been a great learning time. So thank you so much. Can we take a recap of everything we have learned today before we go? It's a recap, right? Somebody wants to share with us, what is your take home from today's engagement? What is your take home from today's engagement? People who have not spoken. All right, Mr. Solomon, thank you. You can go ahead, sir. While Mr. Solomon is waiting, Akindoye,
Yes,
I want
sir.
to hear your voice. Mrs. Fast on me, I want to hear your voice, right? Mrs. Akpata, I want to hear your voice. So if we have like 4 or 5, we should be good. All right, Mr. Solomon, what's your take home from today?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for this. Honestly, I don't know where to start, but briefly, I was having a clash between my idea I was always comfortable using TikTok, but at the same time, at times I tense between giving talk like 1 minute and then clashing with my profession. So, at times I will use TikTok, at times I will use LinkedIn. But, well, I now see that, okay, these 30 minutes, I just have to obey and follow the instruction. But at the same time, I want to ask, sir, is it possible for me to be using the two, LinkedIn for my profession, and then the other one, that's TikTok, to talk and then express myself within just 1 minute a day? So
Okay.
for my other, yes, sir.
I think the answer is very simple because I do that, right? So, TikTok is not a very serious platform, right? So, if you are too serious on TikTok, people will not listen to you. You want to be talking about programming, computers, how to develop, So, I have a brand on TikTok, Baba Imole, right? So,
Yes,
that's
sir, I
what
know.
I call myself on TikTok, and it is me communicating or having a conversation with my younger self. The idea is that I'm talking to my son, who is Imole, and encouraging him on wisdom for living. So you hear me say, "Hello, Imole, how you dey? Báwo dẹ̀ ni nǹkan, and stuff like that." So it's like a father to son conversation. That is what I do on TikTok. You will never see any Baba Imole post on LinkedIn, right? I have a few on IG and I have a few on Facebook because those are also social networks, but I never post on LinkedIn what I do with Baba Imole, right? So it is you then being able to understand what you want to achieve, the kind of person you want to be, what you want to be known for, and then being able to express yourself and also look at the time that you have. And as we grow older, we need to think leverage and strategy. Leverage in the sense that which platform that if I can focus on this platform for the next 3 years will make a significant impact in my life. If I can focus on this platform, I'm showing up consistently for the next 3 years, which platform will make the most significant impact in my life? If you can answer that question, it will change the whole thing for you. So you know that you don't have to be everywhere, but just be in the place where you can have significant leverage, right? So for me, as a professional, I would rather take LinkedIn, YouTube, and then I will use Facebook and IG to keep my audience engaged to know that I am still existing. All of those things can still sell on Facebook and IG, but on TikTok, that place is mainly for us to have fun. So if you can then introduce fun into your professionalism, if you think that you are funny enough, you can make very engaging content or videos, why not? You can also do TikTok, but hey, it then depends on who you are trying to reach. So I hope I've been able to answer the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I understand this very well. Thank you, sir.
All right. So who else did I call? Akindoyin Makinde, I called you. Mrs. Fasami, I called you. 3, Mrs. Apapa, I called you. 4. So who is going to bell the cat? So what's your take home from this or any question?
Pastor, I want to talk now, please.
All right, ma. Please go ahead. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Okay, sir. I wanted to say that, in fact, today's zone is an eye-opener. Really, I have something to actually push out. But seeing this bucket list, in fact, it awakens my mind to how to now get organized, and begin to push them out accordingly in a way that it makes more sense. And it will be I will be at ease doing it as well too. I really like this bucket list that you brought out. He's a very good guy. He's a sure guide indeed. Then I have a challenge, sir. I have linked my, but it's been a long time. I linked my Facebook page
to my Instagram. Just last week, I realized that I cannot access my Facebook page any longer. Each time I wanted to even send in my password, it does not allow me at all. I don't know what to do next. I don't know. It's only Instagram I'm limited to using now. But the Facebook, though I can post, I can just send posts to it, but I can't access it at all to see what I've done and the performance so far. How do I get back to the Facebook?
We'll have to discuss that outside of this meeting, right? So it's possible you forgot your password for Facebook. So so the problem is not because you linked your Facebook and your Instagram. The problem is that you probably are using a different login details for the two platforms. So we can try to see if we can resolve that outside this call.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
All right, ma. All right. Okay, Mr. Moses.
Okay, so thanks once again, Pastor. I think this is more like a master class to me, if you ask me. It's been so amazing. So I just have two things to say, maybe questions perhaps. So I like what you did, was it yesterday or today? It's where you had to pick a few posts and you tried to dissect it. So I think we need more of that. You know, sometimes at the top of your head, you just thought you have done a very great post, but you will need somebody with a professional eye to look at those posts and dissect it. Maybe you want to make it anonymous, but I think it might be necessary. You just pick some of those posts, you dissect it, you tell us what was not right and how it can be done better. And I think by so doing, we can learn more. So that is one. Then the second one, maybe is a question. Can you have such a thing like, can you become a nuisance in social media? Is it possible? Because in my mind, I was like, you post today, you're posting tomorrow, you're posting next tomorrow. You're like, is somebody seeing you as a nuisance somewhere? Or is it just my mindset? Thank you.
Okay, so I will answer the second question with a simple quote I posted on the group maybe about 2-3 hours ago. For online audience, consistency means authority. The more you show up, the more people believe that you have something important to say, right? Except if you are just repeating yourself over and over again, you're saying the same thing. And even if you are saying the same thing over and over again, after a while, people will start listening to you like, oh, if you are saying this same thing for 20, 50 times, then that thing must be important, right? So you are the only one thinking that showing up, it's being a nuisance. Go and check Pastor Sam's post. Pastor Sam posts like 3-4 times in a day. Go and check his page. So if somebody is a nuisance, so are you saying that your pastor? So it is about building influence. Go and check John Maxwell's page. Go and check Brian Tracy's, all of these guys we call influencers. You know, go and check their pages. They post every day, every day. You know, sometimes between 3 to 5 posts in a day. So showing up is a sign that you have a lot. So if somebody can engage your post 5 times in a day and they don't feel tired, they're like, wow, this person is deep. And, you know, like he has a lot. Then they want to check more. Then they want to check more. So it depends on the depth of, you know, of your, of what you have. Then the first one, yes, actually somebody sent me that I should help to look at their content to see if it's good to go and all of that. So I think I'll do more of that in the coming week. I'll try to see if I can, you know, comment and see how we can all improve, at least for these 30 days that we are together. So we should be able to do something, about that. Thank you so much, sir. I hope I have responded to your question.
Yes, of course. Thanks.
All right. So, who else has not spoken today? Ayokomi Badru. I've not heard your voice today. Um, Mrs. Lintia, I've not heard your voice. All right. Are you still there?
I am here, sir.
Oh yeah, share with us what's your take home for today, or any question you want us to answer?
Can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear. Hello. Now you have stopped talking.
Am I talking now?
Yes, you are talking now.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. So my take home is the last part of the lecture, let me put it that way, where you said we should have a bucket list. So usually I just post based on how I feel, and that's how I make my post. So, but what you have taught us today has given me like a deep insight to preparing myself. Like I just speak what is in my mind, but now I want to get one of my diary. I will plan ahead, maybe write out the things I want to talk about uh, as you have instructed. Then I would make my videos, because I make more videos. I'm not too good. I don't really like writing much like that, but I prefer to speak more. So I just want to ask her if is it better to speak more, or is it better to write more? What's your take on that? And another
Well,
question I have, sir, is that there is a video I did one day for an inspection. The sound at the background was not nice, so I just I think I mute the sound. That particular video got 1K view. I don't know the meaning of 1K view. So I'm not
1,000
thinking.
views.
Okay, so I'm not thinking now that is it better that I should not even be speaking anything and just post, because that one has the highest view since I started. That's my question.
All right. So, the first one, if it is better for you to talk or write, remember we said you need to know your strength. If you are a talking person, please continue to talk. You're right. So there's no point playing to your weakness. Always play to your strength. That is wisdom. Then the other one, on the video that was muted, I think it is just that one is a one-off thing. So if the place is noisy, like you said, and you feel that that noise is affecting the quality of the video, you can mute the original sound, then create a voiceover. You create a voiceover on that video, right? A lot of the apps we have, if you want to post on Instagram or TikTok, for example, it will ask you whether you want to use the original sound, or you want to you want another sound. So if you mute the original sound, then you can create a voiceover to the video. So that way, you can do that in a controlled environment, so that there is no much noise filtering into what you have. So I think that answers it. I hope it helps a bit. All right, all right, all right. So who else wants to say something? Okay, so thank you everyone. There's this thought I have in my head that I will be sharing with us in details maybe next week. Next week is going to be let me stop the recording. Where the Okay, let's stop the recording. Okay. I'm looking for this guy.